So an e-girl I'd describe as like a pick-me girl, but make it like
Oh, well, I'm so small. Give me nitro.
that kind of thing.
Spot on. Spot on.
Thank you. I
Well
used
done.
to pretend to be an e-girl for money because, like, profit. Profit is profit. It worked. That's what matters.
Men are down for anything.
They really are.
E-girls, I think of them as thoughts because they try to I'm sorry, that's just how I see it. Sorry, they like to make themselves well known.
I agree.
That's just how I think of it.
What about these terms? What about these? I got so much information on these.
No, I wouldn't. I don't even like to be called like a gamer girl, because again, the gamer girl stuff comes with like a personality that people put, even if it's not real. Like, you know, gamer girls can act a certain way, but the way people portray them to act is like this weird thing that people make up in their heads. I just prefer like, to be a gamer, you know.
Like, I've seen girls. I think I've seen a girl before.
No way.
E-girls, like the girls who like they got like a Twitch. I respect them. I respect their hustling. You know, they're trying to get the money. They're trying to build their community up. Trying to get the guys giving them money, giving them liquidated assets. You know what I mean? I respect it. If I was a girl, if I was a girl, I would put the feminist movement behind 100 years. Believe me, I would have everything. I'll be on Twitch for the hustle, the grind. You know, I respect e-girls. I should be a class taught in school so every young woman can be an entrepreneur, be her own girl boss.
No, the market is already oversaturated.
Well, you know what? That's true. That's fair. The economics projections of the market saturated. It's not a bull market. But I believe with too much saturation comes competition, and that what brings the best of the best forward.
Hey, as long as they are over the age of 18, it's fine.
What's your YouTube name? So you can probably like cut this out a little bit too. Go subscribe to Humans in VR. Okay.
Sometimes what I usually got was like Discord Nitro and stuff like that. Skins in games is something you can go for. Just PayPal transactions. You can pretty much go for anything.
People have sent me money to buy Valorant skins.
Twitch is fun. I mean, like streaming, obviously.
Mhm.
Usually a lot of
Oh,
fun.
it could be so fun.
I had
Honestly,
someone
I
gift
would.
me 20 subs because I said that I would do a cooking stream in a maid dress. I have the maid dress. I never did the cooking stream.
That's just scam.
I'm gonna do it one day. In all fairness, I did kind of forget.
It kind of depends. I feel like it's different depending on which groups you're talking to. Like, it's different between like people who hang out on Reddit versus people who hang out on VRChat. But for the most part, like the good general idea of like what an e-boy or an e-girl is it's somebody whose entire personality is based around the attention they receive on the internet. Like, they don't really mess around too much with real life. Like, that's not where their focus is. They're not worried about like jobs or maintaining relationships in person, but they're focused more on like the clout they receive from being online, usually especially from being like attractive online, like having an attractive character or attractive models and that kind of thing. Just very skin deep.
So I played VRChat a long time ago, and then recently I've just started coming back. But I feel like the e-girl term has gotten a little derogatory. It really kind of became derogatory like on its own. Like, people would be called e-girls. It wasn't like really bad back then, and then, you know, like the kind of behavior that would come with the name kind of gave it its harsh, you know, meaning, I guess. Like, whenever someone calls you that, you're like, whoa.
Like, I've seen pick-me girls, but not e-girls. A pick-me girl, it's girls who would constantly get close to you and get real close, kind of like hug you and just trying to stick with you and act like they're dating you for no reason.
I wouldn't consider myself that. I feel like it was off TikTok. That's like a TikTok thing. Those emo boys or whatever, emo girls, you know, they would do like the dark makeup and all that, wear black and wear chains and all that. So I know that's where that came from. I don't really know much about the e-girl scene on here. I know I'm not a super big fan of them because they take subcultures that I've loved forever and kind of mush them into something different. They tend to have certain personalities that I don't really get along with.
You got like a Vice News documentary over here or something? I'd love to be in a video. I'm kind of new to this myself, you know, so
I feel like there's not not enough people who talk about the real side of things because things can get really dark really fast. That's one of the downsides of Twitch. There's the whole swatting, there's the whole sexualization there's the whole thing, like, people, I feel like bigger streamers are gatekeeping things a little too much.
Oh,
because,
definitely.
like, people will gatekeep their setups. Like, why would you gatekeep your setup? For really what?
It doesn't make sense.
And I feel like a lot of big streamers put on this huge front in front of the camera, in front of the audience, and then you get to meet them and you're like, oh, you kind of suck.
Right?
I understand putting up a front, but like putting up such a big front that someone has to be like, oh, you kind of suck. I don't like you anymore. Yeah.
This would be considered. Oh, especially with all the fishnets, this is definitely considered like an e-girl, e-boy avatar. So I'm pretty sure the outfit that I'm wearing on this was literally called like e-boy outfit or something. Recovering. I would consider myself a recovering e-girl. I spent a lot of my life as a cis female on the internet, especially in places like toxic male-dominated spaces like League of Legends and whatnot, and learned very quickly that I could optimize my fun by abusing my gender on the internet, which led me obviously into like e-girl kind of like rise there. Got me free video games. It got me lots of attention that I didn't get outside of the internet, you know? But I think in the last maybe 2 or 3 years, I started forming like real actual bonds with people that were more than skin deep, people who know stuff about me in person, in real life. I moved across the country to see some of my friends from online. And once you see somebody in person, it changes the vibes a little bit. And it's made me readjust my thought process on my space and my needs from the internet, so much so that a lot of my like emotional needs are no longer based on attention from the internet. So I consider myself a recovering e-girl.
They tend to have a lot of the same behaviors, exhibit the same sort of tendencies, and hang out in the same sort of cliques. So, you know, it's like, you know, one hand kind of washes the other. And that, well, that's not really the correct way to use that phrase, but basically, if you've seen the behaviors of e-boys, then the behaviors of e-girls are usually just as easily identifiable because they always tend to hang out in the same cliques, the same groups, and do the same things, have the same sort of attitudes and behaviors towards people. They don't distinguish from one another very much. So I guess the answer to your question would be no. I couldn't explain the two separate parts.
What do you mean by e-girls and e-boys exactly? This is the thing. Well, before I signed on to VRCHAT, that's kind of what I saw all over YouTube. But when I actually got on, it's just a bunch of weird avatars. I've never actually seen a normal avatar, like hot girl kind of avatar. Everyone has like something that's not human. I haven't actually seen the e-girls. I feel like they're in different worlds.
Okay, e-girl seems to have stemmed from the mall goth, which is fine. Some of them try to call themselves goth, but they don't listen to goth music.
But also at the same time, I feel like you kind of have to pick and choose your battles, because some of those people could like genuinely be reaching out and being like, hey, I've been watching you for a really long time. I think you're really cool. Do you want to like collab or something? You want to like play a game together sometime on stream? But when I was first like starting out, my first year, I was contacted by this person. They were like, hey, can I add you on Discord? And I was like, you know what, sure, why not? And they were just trying to get me to buy some shitty art.
I'm a Twitch streamer, so we have like furry Twitch streamers are all very close, you know? And so a lot of them, we all met up at conventions. I moved across the country to hang out with like my closer friends of Twitch streamer friends, but a couple of them are from VRCHAT, a couple of them from Twitch, just generally around the internet for the most part. I'm an artist, I'm an animator. I play video games sometimes. Username is the same, twitch.tv/it's sunny.
Kindness is contagious. When you are kind, you inspire others. Be the spark. Spreading kindness merchandise available now.